Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Abraham Lincoln penny coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving into a remarkable coin that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide, the 1985 United States 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny. This coin may seem simple, but it's filled with history, design intricacies, and, as we'll reveal later, a surprising value. Stick with us, because by the end of this video, you'll discover just how much this seemingly ordinary penny could be worth today. Let's start by stepping back in time to the 1980s, a period of great change and development in the United States. The country was navigating its way through the latter half of the Cold War, and there was a sense of optimism in the air. The economy was growing, technology was advancing, and the American people were finding new ways to connect with the world. In 1985, the United States Mint was still producing pennies in large quantities, and the 1-cent coin was circulating freely in everyday transactions. But what made the 1985 penny stand out among the millions of coins produced that year? The answer lies in the combination of its design, the specific details of its minting process, and the unique factors that contribute to its rarity today. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this iconic coin. On the obverse, we see the well-known image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This portrait of Lincoln was first designed by Victor David Brenner and has remained largely unchanged since its introduction in 1909. The image is a symbol of American leadership, integrity, and the enduring legacy of one of the nation's most respected presidents. Lincoln's profile is framed by the words, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," while the coin's mint year, 1985, appears just beneath the bust. On the reverse side, we find a simple yet powerful design featuring the Union Shield, a symbol of strength and unity. The shield, which was introduced in 2010 as a replacement for the traditional wheat ears, represents the strength and resilience of the United States. It carries the motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one, a reminder of the country's unity despite its diverse population. While the design has remained largely consistent over the years, what makes the 1985 penny particularly fascinating for collectors is the minting process and the condition of the coin. In 1985, the United States Mint produced more than 8 billion pennies, which were circulated widely. Most of these coins, due to frequent use in daily transactions, became worn and damaged over time. However, some coins were preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, making them much rarer and more valuable today. One of the key factors that drive the value of a coin like the 1985 penny is its rarity in excellent condition. Many of these pennies were used extensively for years, leading to significant wear on the surface. But for collectors, finding one in mint state, free from any signs of circulation, is a treasure. These coins are carefully examined, graded, and sought after by numismatists who understand the importance of condition in determining a coin's value. In addition to the regular 1985 pennies, there are also variants of this coin that have unique features, such as minting errors or slight variations in design. For example, some 1985 pennies exhibit off-center strikes or doubling of the design elements, making them even more desirable to collectors. These error coins are prized for their uniqueness and rarity, and their value can be significantly higher than a standard penny. Now, let's get into the part that you've all been waiting for, the value of the 1985 United States 1-cent coin. While a typical 1985 penny in circulated condition is worth only its face value, 1 cent, the true value of this coin lies in its pristine, uncirculated counterparts or any error variants that have been preserved over the years. A perfect example of a 1985 penny, without any signs of wear and tear, can fetch up to $37,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $37,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that such a small coin could hold such tremendous value, but that's the magic of coin collecting. The value of a coin is determined by its rarity, condition, and historical significance, and the 1985 penny is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can become a treasure over time. So, if you happen to come across a 1985 penny in your collection or in your pocket change, be sure to inspect it carefully. If it's in excellent condition, or if you spot any unusual features or minting errors, you might just have a small fortune on your hands. Before we wrap up, I want to thank you for joining me today on this exciting journey through the world of rare coins. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable and fascinating coins from history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an exciting discovery. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to bring you more amazing coin stories. Top 2, we're exploring a coin that may look simple at first glance, but holds incredible value and significance within the world of numismatics. The 1981 United States 1-cent coin, better known as the Lincoln penny, might just surprise you with its historical background, intricate design, and potential worth. Stick with us as we explore this fascinating coin, and you'll learn how much this little penny could be worth in today's market. Let's first dive into the historical context of the United States in 1981. The country was at an interesting crossroads during this time. Ronald Reagan had just been inaugurated as the 40th president, ushering in a new era of political change, economic shifts, and national pride. The economy was transitioning, with inflation rates still high, but there was hope for new policies to turn things around. Amidst this national transformation, the U.S. Mint continued its daily operations, producing coins that would eventually tell the story of this pivotal time in American history. In 1981, the U.S. Mint was still producing the penny in massive quantities, as it had been for decades. However, what makes the 1981 penny stand out is not just its production but the fact that it's a part of a broader story about the economic shifts of the late 20th century. By the early 1980s, the cost of minting the penny was becoming a topic of discussion due to inflation, as copper prices were on the rise. Despite this, the 1-cent coin remained in circulation, and many of these coins were used by people in everyday transactions, without giving much thought to their future value. But what about the design? The 1981 penny, like most other pennies from this era, features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, created by artist Victor David Brenner. This image of Lincoln has remained on the penny since its introduction in 1909 and symbolizes leadership, unity, and resilience. The phrase, "Liberty," appears to the left of Lincoln's portrait, while the inscription, "In God We Trust," sits above. Beneath Lincoln's bust is the year of minting, 1981. On the reverse of the coin, the design features the traditional image of two wheat stalks, symbolizing the country's agricultural roots. This wheat reverse, which had been a fixture on the penny since 1909, was replaced in 1959 by a new design featuring the Lincoln Memorial. However, the 1981 penny still carried the wheat motif, which adds a layer of nostalgia and historical continuity to this coin. The reverse design is simple but profound, highlighting the connection between the United States past and present. Now, let's talk about the minting details. In 1981, the United States Mint produced over 13 billion 1-cent coins. These coins were made primarily from copper-plated zinc, with a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This was a significant transition from earlier decades, where coins were primarily made of solid copper. The penny itself measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter and weighs 2.5 grams. Though these details may seem like trivia, they are important when it comes to understanding how the coin was made and its significance in terms of metal composition. In terms of circulation, the 1981 penny was one of the most widely used coins in the United States. It was distributed in large quantities through banks, with most of them ending up in pockets, change jars, and registers across the country. Because of its extensive use, most of these coins were subject to wear and tear, which makes it difficult to find an uncirculated 1981 penny in pristine condition today. This brings us to one of the most important factors for coin collectors, the condition of the coin. While most of the 1981 pennies that circulated were worn down by years of use, those that were carefully preserved in uncirculated or near-perfect condition are worth significantly more. Coins in mint state, without scratches, discoloration, or other marks of circulation, are highly sought after by collectors. These coins are often graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being the highest possible grade. A 1981 penny in perfect condition could fetch a pretty penny on the market. Collectors also pay close attention to unique features or rare variants of coins. In the case of the 1981 penny, there are certain minting errors that make the coin even more valuable. For example, some 1981 pennies were struck with off-center designs or doubled images. These minting errors can make the coin much more desirable, as error coins are often one-of-a-kind pieces that stand out in a collection. If you're lucky enough to have an error penny from 1981, you could have a rare and valuable collector's item on your hands. So, how much could a 1981 1-cent coin be worth? While most circulated 1981 pennies are worth their face value of just 1 cent, an uncirculated penny, or one with a rare minting error, could be worth a fortune. In fact, if you find a 1981 penny that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth as much as $41,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $41,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that such a small and seemingly insignificant coin could hold such immense value. This is the magic of numismatics. Collectors understand that a coin's value is determined not just by its age, but by its rarity, condition, and historical significance. The 1981 penny, with its connection to a pivotal moment in American history, combined with the uniqueness of a perfect specimen or mint error, has become a true treasure for coin collectors worldwide. Before we wrap up, I want to thank you for joining me today to learn about the fascinating 1981 1-cent coin. If you're a coin collector or just someone interested in the world of rare coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. We've got plenty more amazing coin stories and valuable discoveries to share with you. So, the next time you come across an old penny, remember to give it a closer look. You might just be holding a small fortune in your hands. Top 3. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of one of the most iconic and enduring coins in American history, the 1989 United States 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln penny. At first glance, the penny might seem like a simple, low-value coin, but there's much more to this small piece of currency than meets the eye. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or simply someone interested in the history behind the coins that circulate daily, the 1989 penny has a story worth telling. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll discover just how much this 1-cent coin is worth today. Let's start by looking at the United States in 1989, a year that marked an important moment in the country's history. The late 1980s were a time of significant political and economic change. In 1989, President George H.W. Bush was in office, and the world was witnessing the final years of the Cold War. Domestically, the U.S. economy was experiencing a period of expansion, and people were feeling the effects of rising stock markets and a booming economy. However, this economic prosperity would soon be tested by challenges that lay ahead in the 1990s. But in 1989, as the country faced change and uncertainty, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins, including the familiar 1-cent piece, for circulation. The 1989 penny, like most pennies of the time, was struck in large quantities and circulated widely across the country. Although the penny itself seemed like an everyday part of life, it was part of a broader national story, a story that saw the U.S. government dealing with inflation, the fluctuating costs of raw materials, and the ongoing debates over the role of small-denomination coins in the economy. The 1989 penny was minted during an era when the cost of producing coins was an important issue for the U.S. Mint, but this did not stop the penny from being a key part of American currency. When it comes to the design of the 1989 penny, there's one thing you'll immediately notice: the well-known profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909 and has undergone a few design changes throughout the years. The portrait of Lincoln that appears on the 1989 penny was created by Victor David Brenner and is instantly recognizable to anyone familiar with U.S. currency. Lincoln's likeness, captured in profile, is framed by the inscriptions "Liberty" to the left and "In God We Trust" to the right, with the year of minting, 1989, located just beneath Lincoln's bust, but the obverse design is just the beginning. Flip the coin over, and you'll find a design that was relatively new at the time. Since 1959, the reverse of the Lincoln penny has featured an image of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design symbolizes the connection between Abraham Lincoln and the nation he helped to preserve during the Civil War. On the reverse of the 1989 penny, you can see the grandeur of the Lincoln Memorial, with the inscription United States of America along the top edge and E pluribus unum below the memorial, which means, out of many, one. The year 1989 is also featured on the reverse, along with the coin's denomination, 1 cent, directly beneath the image of the memorial. Although the design has remained relatively unchanged since the 1959 introduction of the Lincoln Memorial reverse, it still holds immense historical significance. This is one of the most enduring designs in American coinage, and it continues to represent the strength and unity of the United States, as well as its historical legacy. Now, let's talk about the technical details behind the 1989 penny. In terms of composition, the penny was made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, a formula that had been in place since 1982. The penny has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and weighs 2.5 grams. Over 8 billion pennies were minted in 1989, with the majority being produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The high production volume of this coin means that most of the 1989 pennies you encounter today are from widely circulated batches and are often worn down due to use in daily transactions. This brings us to the key factor for coin collectors, the condition of the coin. While many 1989 pennies are heavily worn and scratched, there are still some uncirculated versions of the coin that are highly sought after by collectors. Uncirculated coins, especially those that have been carefully stored and preserved, are in excellent condition and show no signs of circulation. These coins often fetch a premium price due to their pristine appearance. For collectors, the value of a coin isn't just determined by its age but by its condition and rarity. The 1989 penny, although not particularly rare in terms of the number of coins minted, can still be valuable if it is in perfect condition. Coins that have been kept in mint state and are free from damage or discoloration are considered more valuable, as they are rare compared to the millions of pennies that were used and worn over the years. In addition to the condition, there are also certain variants of the 1989 penny that make them even more desirable to collectors. Some of these variants are the result of minting errors that occurred during production. For example, some 1989 pennies were struck off-center, meaning the design wasn't perfectly aligned on the coin. Others have a feature known as double die, where the image on the coin is slightly duplicated, making the coin unique and even rarer. Mint errors like these are highly sought after, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for a penny that displays one of these rare traits. So, what does this all mean in terms of value? Most 1989 pennies that are found in circulation today are worth only their face value, 1 cent. However, if you have an uncirculated 1989 penny or a variant with a rare minting error, it could be worth a small fortune. In fact, a perfectly preserved 1989 penny, or one that displays a rare minting error, could be worth as much as $33,000. That's right, $33,000 for a single penny. It's amazing to think that something so small and unassuming could have such a significant value, but that's the beauty of coin collecting. The value of a coin is not just based on its size or age, but on its condition, rarity, and unique qualities. As always, if you're a coin collector or simply someone who's interested in discovering the hidden treasures in your pocket change, be sure to take a close look at your coins. You never know when you might come across a valuable gem like the 1989 penny. Thank you for joining us on this exciting journey through the world of rare coins. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the fascinating history and value of coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future discoveries. We've got plenty of amazing coin stories to share, and we can't wait to bring you more incredible content. Remember, next time you dig through your change jar or find a penny lying on the ground, take a closer look. You just might be holding a small fortune in your hand. Top 4. we're going to explore a small coin with a big story, the 1993 United States 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny. At first glance, this coin may seem simple, but like many coins throughout history, it carries with it a rich background, a connection to a pivotal time in U.S. history, and, believe it or not, the potential for great value among collectors. Stick with us, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed by just how much this penny could be worth today. To begin, let's take a look at the historical context of the United States in 1993. The country was transitioning through an exciting and sometimes turbulent period. Bill Clinton had just taken office as the 42nd President of the United States, ushering in a new era of leadership and policy shifts. The economy was in a state of recovery following the early 1990s recession, and the country was looking forward to a period of growth. Amid these changes, life continued on with the same familiar coins circulating throughout the nation, including the penny. The 1993 penny was one of the many coins produced by the U.S. Mint during this time. It was made and distributed in massive quantities, and it quickly became an everyday part of American life. But, while most of these pennies were used in daily transactions and became worn out over time, the 1993 penny is a part of a larger story about the U.S. Mint, the economy, and the role of coinage in American society. Now, let's focus on the design of the 1993 penny. This particular coin features a classic and timeless design, one that has been associated with the penny since its introduction in 1909. The obverse side of the 1993 penny features a detailed and familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This image, created by the artist Victor David Brenner, shows Lincoln in profile, with his face framed by the word "Liberty" to the left and the phrase, "In God We Trust," at the top. Beneath Lincoln's bust, you'll find the mint year, 1993. Lincoln's portrait has been a symbol of the nation's resilience, unity, and leadership for over a century. His image on the penny represents the enduring legacy of a leader who helped guide the United States through one of its most turbulent times, the Civil War. His likeness continues to serve as a powerful reminder of the strength and values of the American people. Flip the coin over, and you'll find the reverse design of the 1993 penny, which features the Lincoln Memorial. This design was introduced in 1959, replacing the original reverse featuring two wheat stalks. The Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, is an iconic symbol of the country's dedication to the preservation of its union. On the reverse of the 1993 penny, the memorial is depicted in all its grandeur, with "United States of America" inscribed above and "E pluribus unum" below, which translates to "out of many, one." In the center, beneath the image of the memorial, you'll find the coin's denomination, 1 cent, along with the year of minting, 1993. This reverse design is a tribute to Lincoln's legacy and the ideals of freedom, equality, and unity that he championed during his presidency. The Lincoln Memorial is one of the most recognizable and revered symbols in American history, and it continues to serve as a source of pride for the nation. Moving on to the minting details of the 1993 penny, it's important to note that, during this period, the U.S. Mint was still producing pennies in large quantities. In 1993 alone, billions of 1-cent coins were struck, and they were distributed throughout the country for circulation. The composition of the penny at that time was 95% copper and 5% zinc, a formula that had been in place since 1982. The coin has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and weighs 2.5 grams. Most of these pennies, due to their extensive use, became worn down and damaged over time. This means that finding a 1993 penny in perfect, uncirculated condition is relatively rare, especially considering the sheer volume of pennies produced and circulated. The condition of a coin is one of the most important factors when it comes to determining its value, and in the world of coin collecting, the value of a coin increases significantly if it is in pristine condition. For collectors, an uncirculated 1993 penny, one that has been carefully stored and preserved, holds a special allure. These coins are not only rare, but they are also a visual treat. They retain the shine and crisp details of a coin that has never been in circulation, and this pristine condition makes them incredibly valuable in the marketplace. In addition to the condition of the coin, there are also other factors that can affect the value of a 1993 penny. For example, collectors pay close attention to any minting errors or unique variants that might make a particular penny stand out from the rest. Some 1993 pennies were struck with off-center designs, resulting in coins with misaligned images. Other errors include double dies or other anomalies that occurred during the minting process. These errors are considered rare, and collectors often seek them out because they represent a one-of-a-kind piece of history. Coins with minting errors are highly coveted in the numismatic world, and they can command impressive prices. If you're lucky enough to have a 1993 penny with a minting error, you could have a coin that is worth significantly more than a typical uncirculated penny. So, how much is the 1993 penny worth? While most 1993 pennies are worth just their face value, 1 cent, an uncirculated 1993 penny, especially one with a rare minting error or a unique feature, can fetch an impressive price. In fact, if you happen to come across a perfect, uncirculated 1993 penny, or a variant with a minting error, it could be worth as much as $30,000. That's right, $30,000 for a single 1-cent coin. It's a staggering amount when you think about it, especially for something that has been circulating in your pocket change for decades. This value is a testament to the appeal of rare coins in the world of numismatics. Collectors are always searching for coins that are in excellent condition, and the 1993 penny, whether in pristine condition or with a rare minting error, can be a highly sought-after treasure. If you're fortunate enough to find one of these pennies in your collection, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands. As always, if you're a coin collector or simply someone interested in learning more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to take a close look at your pocket change. You never know when you might find a coin that's worth far more than its face value. Top 5 and last coin, we're going to explore a small but mighty piece of American currency, the 1980 United States 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln penny. At first glance, this may seem like just another penny, but if you dive deeper into its history, design, and significance, you'll see that this particular penny has a fascinating story to tell. Stick with us, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at just how much this simple 1-cent coin is worth today. To understand the 1980 penny, we first need to step back and look at the historical context of the United States during that time. The year 1980 was a period of significant economic, political, and cultural change. Jimmy Carter was in the White House, and the country was facing several challenges, including high inflation, rising oil prices, and the ongoing energy crisis. It was also a time of global tension, with the United States involved in the Iran hostage crisis, and the Soviet Union's military presence in Afghanistan. Domestically, the United States was trying to navigate through an economic recession, which was affecting many industries, including coin production. The U.S. Mint, however, was still busy producing coins for circulation, including the 1-cent coin, which would go on to become an integral part of American currency for decades to come. The penny, which had already been in circulation for over 70 years by 1980, was continuing its role as one of the most common forms of currency in the United States, despite the growing debate about whether it should still be produced. In 1980, the penny was primarily used for smaller transactions, and its low value made it an everyday part of American life. But little did most people know, this unassuming 1-cent coin would become a significant piece of history for collectors, especially in later years, as people began to realize the rare potential of certain years and designs. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1980 penny to understand why it stands out. The 1980 penny features a design that has become iconic in American coinage. The obverse side of the coin, the side with Abraham Lincoln's portrait, features a well-known profile of the 16th President of the United States. This portrait, created by Victor David Brenner in 1909, has been featured on the penny ever since. Lincoln's face is captured in profile, with his likeness framed by the word "Liberty" to the left and the phrase, "In God We Trust," above. Beneath Lincoln's bust, you'll find the year of minting, 1980. Lincoln's profile has become a symbol of strength, leadership, and unity in American history. His image on the penny serves as a reminder of the struggles and sacrifices he made during the Civil War to preserve the Union. This portrait of Lincoln, which is often considered one of the most recognizable images in American coinage, continues to honor his legacy and the enduring values of freedom and democracy that he championed during his presidency. On the reverse side of the 1980 penny, you'll find the familiar design of the Lincoln Memorial, which has graced the back of the penny since 1959. Designed by Frank Gasparo, the Lincoln Memorial reverse features a detailed rendering of the memorial's columns and structure, with the inscription United States of America along the top edge and E pluribus unum below, which translates to out of many, one. At the bottom of the memorial, you'll find the coin's denomination, 1 cent, along with the year of minting, 1980. The Lincoln Memorial is a powerful symbol of Lincoln's enduring legacy and his role in uniting the country during one of its most challenging times. The design is meant to reflect the country's commitment to preserving liberty, justice, and equality for all citizens. The Lincoln Memorial itself has become one of the most iconic landmarks in Washington, D.C., and it serves as a fitting tribute to the president whose efforts changed the course of history. Now, let's talk about the technical details of the 1980 penny. At this time, the composition of the penny was 95% copper and 5% zinc, a formula that had been in use since 1982. The coin has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and weighs 2.5 grams. In 1980, the U.S. Mint struck billions of 1-cent coins, and these coins were distributed across the country. Because the penny was such a commonly used form of currency, most of these coins became worn and damaged over time due to circulation. Finding a 1980 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition is quite rare, which is one of the factors that makes it desirable to collectors. The condition of a coin is a crucial factor in determining its value, and a coin that has been carefully preserved, free from any wear and tear, is considered much more valuable than a penny that has been in heavy circulation. For collectors, a coin in uncirculated condition is seen as a piece of history that has remained untouched by time, and it's often considered much more valuable than a worn-down version of the same coin. While most of the 1980 pennies you'll encounter will be from widely circulated batches and show signs of wear, there are still a number of them that remain in near-perfect condition. These uncirculated pennies are highly sought after by collectors, who are always on the lookout for coins in excellent condition to add to their collections. In addition to the standard 1980 penny, there are also some variations and minting errors that can make a particular coin even more valuable. Some 1980 pennies may have been struck with off-center designs, meaning the image wasn't perfectly aligned when the coin was minted. Others may have what's known as a double die error, where the image on the coin is slightly duplicated. These minting errors are rare and can significantly increase the value of a coin. Collectors are often willing to pay a premium for a penny that displays these unique and rare features. So, how much is a 1980 penny worth today? Most 1980 pennies are worth their face value, 1 cent. However, if you happen to come across a 1980 penny in uncirculated condition or one with a minting error, it could be worth much more. In fact, a 1980 penny in perfect condition, or one that has a rare minting error, could be worth as much as $41,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $41,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that something as small and seemingly insignificant as a penny could hold such value. This value is a testament to the importance of condition, rarity, and the unique features of a coin. Coin collectors are always searching for rare and well-preserved pieces, and a 1980 penny in uncirculated condition or with a minting error is one of those coins that collectors dream of finding. As always, if you're a coin collector or just someone who's curious about the hidden treasures in your change jar, be sure to take a close look at your pennies. You never know when you might stumble upon a coin that could be worth a small fortune. Thank you for joining us on this exciting journey through the history and value of the 1980 penny. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on a future discovery. We've got plenty more incredible stories to share with you, and we can't wait to bring you more content in the world of coin collecting. Until next time, happy collecting, and remember to always keep an eye out for those small treasures that might be hidden in plain sight.